Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling.
So, you guys didn't find anything?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flynn?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just extremely cautious.
He's been biding his time for a while now.
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems...
All we can do now is hope that Ino and Anefa turn up some leads. Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it! I swear!
No, it's coming from Silvermoon Hall. The Lady Kuthar might be in danger.
Let's get over there! Quick! Why is he attacking the damselette? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kuthar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anetha showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about? We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out by the time we arrived.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly, we had no choice but to step in.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon God?
Wait, she's the moon goddess?
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest—
running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised, but what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly defeat in battle.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what? You're gonna act as bait?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your necks on my behalf. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home, so you needn't ask me to stay.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style.
Yeah, we can't just— Besides, she'd pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive my—
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are friends, and friends look out for one another.
River's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. It was because they would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them, as if that were their entitlement. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scion— Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the moonlight that guided you home.
thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the Moon Goddess?
It is. but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, it has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow, so when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the Eternal Moon's marrow. But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party, which means Rerir won't be far behind.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
With one heart, we pray.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rerir's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kazar's help to escape! This goes on much longer.
Observe. Be silent. Close your eyes. The night cometh.
Ready? Chew on this! Look, your rainbow!
Annihilation mode. Insulation chamber deployed.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it...
That's the one. Come on, move!
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nodcry, but they've got contact as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. This meeting's been a long time coming. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he...
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up...
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after...
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of Solnari. That's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then, the one time you're away, it all comes to a head and all your hard work gets undone.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean us?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. He's gotta have a weak spot. That said, while I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flint's added...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcry and Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh,
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfartnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, It sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of... But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one first. We need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state, let alone with his power still growing.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And the Iridescent Moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon. The last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the Iridescent Moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets beyond our understanding.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the Iridescent Moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
Experimental design?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go...
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. Somehow, we need to figure out Rerir's end goal. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying low for a while, was to try and assassinate this young lady. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title, the Raker of Solnari. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what...
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kuthar hadn't given us that leak...
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machines.
Ah! She hurt me!
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had something else in mind.
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions and not... We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Neffer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network? And isn't it supposed to be super hip?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course I know where the meeting place is.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some... Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets,
So you're just going to sit this one?
why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it for me?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while. I don't work for
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, you and I have always been polar opposites in this regard. So I can't exactly say I didn't see this. If you insist on compensation, I will pay you. Consider this a formal commission. Sound fair?
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few paychecks. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. If there's any way we can make this work.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on this happening again. Flynn's, that fragment that Rerir was after, do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some
Wait, you actually have some...
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. So we'll leave the intel gathering in your hands. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move, so someone will have to stall him. I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing hero. I'm way ahead of you here. Enefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Anyone who's in, follow me. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nogcry. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't be able to track.
I like it.
No biggie.
All right then. We'll split. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
Huh. You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandra.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against? We'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about—
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
no.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here.
The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time, and whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What? Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink first, Rosaline? Now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time.
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practical. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Have Favronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your bright. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so open.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end, I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to... The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was... I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest, but if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths... Guess that's our cue to leave? That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little longer. Huh? What do you mean? See for yourselves.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area! I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? Huh, you'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to work? Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in the weapons system. Don't tell me what to do! Ugh, look, if you're leaving, make it quick, or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on the second floor. It'll take you right to the planes out. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Zandrone.
Ugh, this is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see. Livonia! Get him!
I've upgraded Livonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for all.
She's not here. Where did she...
Hey! Over here, you...
Curse it. Moon, go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past?
Good deduction. But it's quite a
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured... Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is...
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it...
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've never faced Rarir myself. But from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Find who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me a neat little gadget that was exactly what I needed. Trust me, she's a good person. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
What's happening to me? I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey, aren't you...
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just asked for an extra fee.
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also did me a big favor in the past. It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki and fainted. And wouldn't you know it, that That's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Boss Nefer. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangamabe is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need, and the more you buy, the more you'll save.
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty...
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation...
Is that so? Then we really are talking...
Your supplier?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long that'll be.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, this is for my personal use only!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip.
See you later! You're my...
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many so remember, don't be frightened. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway.
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I'll test it out. And if it's as good as everyone's... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups.
They didn't sign their name. But they must have been close.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something, and Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindis. That's the same name
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, why would you? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be that would explain why they use so much stone in their building? They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when
I've just about saved up enough now. Time.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. No wonder, despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than the burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. The burial place of a fallen moon.
Revere, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedelfin here? What a surprise to see you here.
Hello there, Revere. You need not address me so formally. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. So...
Hey, don't look at me. As far as...
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that?
Who'd have thought the great...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I have no idea how she'll take it.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved?
It's nothing.
Vedelfin, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any ordinary man. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rary looked like back in the day. Perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more unsettling about seeing the human he used to be.
Felindis? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard time again?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vediflunir showed up today, too. You know, Dainsleif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vediflunir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much...
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed to me.
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got to plan ahead.
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting forever. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vediflunir and Dainsleif, what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Whatever I do, it won't make much difference. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline grows ever more intense. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their bodies. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love.
You're right.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set?
You go ahead. I just have a few things.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time.
All right. White up.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services. By giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member, he clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then again, that's hard. Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deep.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rayhir of Solnari.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall,
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be. Khaenri'ah has no further need for a dead moon. But alas.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson, many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
You still haven't told her what you really...
Where would I even... How do you tell someone that you're one of the King's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for... Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. Take care, Rayhir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after yourself, too. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. The Moonlit Dynasty's are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what...
Rayhir seems to be very concerned. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. I've investigated this whole area now. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rayhir. You're in.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as...
For someone so young, you sure have a way with...
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching... Not long ago, the Rayhir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who...
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And...
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rayhir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you...
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling...
Simple.
How strange. Rayhir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to Thelindis. Rayhir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rayhir's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing! We're not worthy. I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all. Luckily, we managed to learn.
So far, so good. I just hope especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to head back and meet up with the
I'm hungry. Let's hunt.
Kill you!
Get out of here! I'm going in!
can't breathe.
Out of the way! It's a miracle! Off we go! Let's go find some treasure.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them constantly sweeping the area, our way out is completely blocked. Oh, that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's... If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rerir. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long before he's breathing down our necks again. Oh, guess you're... Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew, Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, they're so into these things.
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most. Freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Heart.
It's been a while.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, he sure doesn't pull his punch.
Excuse me, do you...
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute. I recognize that voice.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of... Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my... Nearly every machine that Catgirl touches ends up going haywire.
Then let's start...
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves. It's been 2 days. Wonder how the investigation's going. Let's go check in with Yelan and Shevres.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the...
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time. As for Miss Nefer...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a Tea Party buddy.
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbingers, even at a time like this.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the Moon Goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing to put your neck on the line here?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the... Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, after all. One look and you can tell she's not someone you'd want to mess with.
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that...
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian sea...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon?
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a...
To my knowledge, those were the names of long ago. It is said that but one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse in those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a fiancé, or at least a would-be fiancé. What's the matter?
Verfnir, Freindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be fiancé of his?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contained some of Thelindis' memories, though only a very small portion.
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around, Rerir appeared to be... Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me though,
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the captain.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance?
It's possible. But it would take a miracle. That merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her.
All right then. Let's keep working on our separate Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. We'll go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their... At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together some of our followers.
I'll head back to the curatorium and...
Feels good knowing we've all got something to begin. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations. I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flint's, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our...
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Our reinforcements should be... Stay safe, everyone. Dismissed.
We're back. Did we get here a little...
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found everything going smoothly on your...
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way fast. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right. Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt in but according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred in Nodcry in the period leading up to that. That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he still lacked the means to act in two places at once.
Flint's, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to fight back. I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoy. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's any...
I told you, Uncle.
Database updated.
What is that? It's the obvious.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully recovered from
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well...
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. We still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Callum...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon.
Huh? Are you serious? As in,
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first... But the more I thought about it, the more... When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse, but once I became a harbinger, together with my own investigations over the past few years, for instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more. Since this blood flow, you all understand the nature of the Abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange black...
If I recall correctly, You once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different.
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially a never-ending tug of war.
Oh, sounds intense.
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the Iridescent Moon that you're unclear about?
Paimon has a question. So, the crimson moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moon sisters. Does that mean that the Karians were to the...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would say later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you...
The first time we met, I sensed something from when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about... Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other... I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself...
That's right. For now, it's the iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave... You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside, in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real? And what kind of...
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected these children to a process. They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they find... The adults embraced the children who passed. The book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world.
But there's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. In other words, the flame, those burned away by such flames, leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Once you're inside, you'll have to find your own way. Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now. It should be enough to...
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices...
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside. But also, I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition.
discover from another world, transcending fate itself. I have no right to.
Hey! Look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot, right? Is that the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place! What now?
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like
Careful! There's something By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible? Let's dance.
just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Take cover! Teamwork is dreamwork!
I taste blood.
Let's dance. I'll protect us. Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high. There's no way.
No. I'm not. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird. Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of some. Let's dance. Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we could activate it, we might find some clues. Look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow in the water looks different. Do you think these mechanisms might be the key to
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining Dayton. Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks.
Felindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're hearing her voice here? Oh, yeah.
The Abyss has made this space extremely. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a waning moon. Oh, lifeless damsel, weeping on them. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the mysteries of the Crimson Moon.
Let the show begin. I'll protect us. Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby. Let the show begin. I'll protect us.
See, so the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the key to unlocking. If it really does exist, then maybe this madness can finally be put to an
Take cover behind the rocks!
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to Oh, Rerir. With every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, the Vinster King has sunken deep. If only I could get my hands on that outsider.
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Elendis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow. Do you think maybe it's hidden in the moon's reflection?
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile.
Then there's no time to lose! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow. That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it! begin.
Out of the way!
I'll protect us. Ready, steady,
Get back!
Take cover! Why do they never miss? work! Get out of here! Take cover! Adventure time!
Let the show begin.
Take cover! I'm going in!
We're so close! Let the show begin.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Get back!
I'll protect us.
Out of the way! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages. Take cover! Why do they never miss? This is just my luck.
Let the show begin. Go, Barbara, go! Go, Barbara!
Out of the way! Ow!
The iridescent moon's marrow, still burning away like an undying flame. If we can purify the abyssal power within, we should be able to obtain its untainted. It's so cold. Is it you? Huh? At long last, I can see you once more. Our fates have... I'm sorry. I lied to you. Even knowing what was to come, I still couldn't let go of the fear in my... The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Like I was being cut into pieces. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us? All that time, you look so puzzled. But trust me when I say that everything...
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But
perhaps she took me for the goddess of the frost moon. For a fading soul like hers, our auras...
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. That should help you. All right. Time to leave this place and meet back up with Arlecchino. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel.
Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy. Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart!
Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey,
What are you waiting for?
Wait, is that you, Arlecchino? Did you... Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already...
Oh, we're so sorry, Arlecchino.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is...
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your hand. Accept this moonlight I offer in return. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina, are you
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned. At least to the...
It's still not enough. There's just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can...
How about now?
At the very least, I won't have to stay. I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The ray here of Sol...
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly see... When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog, but now, you're full of vitality. Just like the...
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know, but whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina.
And Noon.
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated... All right, that's it from me. I'll get you...
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not. Oh, ow!
I taste blood.
Let's dance. Ouchie. Yeah.
Everybody stand back!
Let the show begin. Huh. Yeah. I think.
Take me back.
Why has everyone stopped singing?
Get out of here! Take cover! Why do they never miss? Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork! That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Lupical! My Lupical.
Get out of here! Off we go! Get out of here! Out of the way! Adventure time! Ow! Off we go! Why do they never miss? Get out of here! Out of the way! Shoot! I can't afford it.
Maybe I wasn't meant for this world.
Let's light it up! I'm going in! Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not.
I created another universe and founded paradise for I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de
Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not.